quite windy today, so we're gonna see how this audio sounds. Okay, so I titled this one Depth in Tarot, and I wanted to press record because I was in the middle of a thought of just my social media experience and how it's been. And one of the last things, no, come on, leave that dog alone. One of the last things that I really did, where I was really just active on social media and in flow with it, was TikTok channel messages. And I quickly deleted my TikTok one day after, I guess, a bout with clarity and wanting to show up differently in what I know about tarot. And not because I wanted to be different than anybody else, just because I want to talk about it, um, because I want to. And I feel as though I have a different perspective of it, and that just is. And one of the things about the collective messages on TikTok was, I guess, the access component to it. It's not really an intimate platform. It's really, um, it just really depends. And a part of receiving collective messages is receiving them for yourself and evolving with it. And every day was like a story for me, a new chapter, a new step, a new walk forward. It was a story. And a part of the story was a lot of endings for me, a lot of like breaking up with, you know, the past, old layers, shedding different skins, allowing myself to evolve. And I talked about that a lot in a lot of the channels that I allowed to come through me on that platform. And shit, I want more interpersonal relationships when it comes to tarot because of how simply and astronomically, like, it's simple because, I mean, I'm a singular individual and it's only my story. But it's astronomical because I literally feel, think, believe, feel I know that tarot has changed my life, my relationship with myself, my relationship with reflecting upon myself and my journey, my relationship with like really seeing myself and giving myself grace. Because you'll hear all these blanket statements while you're healing from whatever the fuck your life, whatever the fuck is going on in your life, to what is the word? To give yourself grace. You're gonna hear that. And giving yourself grace means, well, what the fuck are you giving yourself grace for? And there's a lot of stuff in your subconscious mind that you may or may not be playing out. Like for me personally, tarot helped me realize just different cycles I was playing out in my life that shaped everything in my life. Like my whole identity was shaped behind it. And you have to get to the root of it and just look at it actually. And then also that goes into just the different ways that you invest in yourself and the ways you pour back into yourself while you're excavating parts of your subconscious mind. The way I pour back into myself is I joined the Sacred Birth Worker Mentorship. And I knew already that, you know, what the fuck do you smell over here, sir? My dog's pulling the fuck out of me. I knew already that women deserve more presence during their journey of, bringing life into this world. And I understood the value of a doula, but I didn't understand it deep enough for it to be a part of my devotion in life. And I think I knew on some level the amount of devotion that birth work called for, but I had just had my own baby. So it was just not something I had the devotion for. And I carried a lot of guilt behind that. And yeah, and I had to really get to the bottom of guilt itself, guilt, the feeling itself, detached from any particular human experience that I've had, but guilt, the energy, how it lives within the body, how feelings live within the body, how the waters move in frequency with that particular, feeling. And it's really big when you allow it to be really big in your life. And that's definitely something I still feel on a collective level, but it definitely shifted my focus in regards to what my goal was with allowing myself to feel collective energy. And yeah, I love collective readings. I really do, because there's a sense of camaraderie in knowing that you're sharing this information with all these other people on their own walks of life, experiencing their own hand of human experiences. And this is the spiritual message, and you're able to sit in spiritual conferences like that. That's dope as fuck. That just is. It's just dope as hell. It's something I enjoy and understand and value. And I've looked up to a lot of these creators who get on there and allow themselves to open up to collective conference calls and post their collective readings. I've looked up to them. I find them to be dope as fuck. I'm grateful that I get to support their content creating journey. Um, and to just get a deeper understanding of tarot. I love tarot. I really do. Um, yeah, it was new to me, and when I really got the gist of the storyline for myself through my own lens, I went through just picking a card daily and meditating with it, walking around with it, and just getting to know the whole deck, and then listen to other people read, and the the storytelling that they're able to channel through them from imagery alone, from historical context uh, of this one particular quote unquote card game uh, is dope as fuck. And two, it's really deep, and it's really like a study session of something that you can find symbolism in and a part of awakening in life and really transcending consciously. So all the gurus say, I just like the verbiage because I really get it, but I'm emphasizing the quote unquote cringiness attached to it because shit, maybe the inside of your brain needed somebody to say it. So I'm gonna say it so you can really feel it. Oh, so we're taking a pause. My dog is staring at my neighbor's dog. Yes, let's keep going. Say hey. Hey, Blue. I'm gonna feature Blue in this. Sir, we're not going to Blue's house. Come on, please. Thank you. Um, you know, I don't know what I was talking about anymore. But transcending in life, transcending in consciousness, um, and allowing that to be mirrored in your 3D reality or real life, real world. that I woke up and I'm looking outside of my eyeballs life. And I'm doing shit from that perspective all day. Um, uh, is being able to see yourself so deeply within symbolism, metaphor, uh, abstractly, multidimensionally, seeing the depths of yourself as if you're looking at it through a, what is it, a mandala or a mosaic, collage, all the way down to the root. I've sat in a few meditations where the person holding the space have connected me down to the mycelia. If you're not sure what mycelia is, my best definition, well, my best advice is to look it up. But my best definition um, is, uh, you know how they say like mushrooms, like fungus is just like really, like they're genetic, like they're just coded under, deep underground, and it's just like it's everywhere and it's in everything. um, I think fungus is called mycelia, and it's just a part of everything that everything's in the world. And each one of your cells are made up of something like that. I don't know. I didn't come on here to talk about mycelia, but that's how my brain sees it in all of its depths and beauty. And with that, it allows me to see myself 3Dly, because I mean that really matters, to be able to see yourself clearly and be with yourself and have relation with yourself, because like I said, tarot has helped me develop this and this relationship with my 3D self, my more than one dimensional self, my just the symbolism in my life, the metaphors, the imagery, the different poems I can create with singular experiences, because my mindset hasn't always been great. I haven't always been a happy person, and sadness is a real feeling, like objectively speaking, to feel sadness and sometimes not have a word for it. You just feel it so deep inside of your body. That's what I felt. I I didn't know or even dare to believe that I would ever be happy. I had a good idea of the world around me. I've always had a clear vision, clear sight, um, been poetically tapped in, but I didn't see myself as more than it. I didn't figure out how to live that long. Sadness felt like it would swallow me whole. And that started as a really young baby. I always know what sadness feels like. If anything, like happiness is crazy to me. Um, but the sun card comes out so much. And as I've gotten really deep into my relationship with being out in nature, being with the mycelia, of being with what grows, regardless of my intentionality with it or not, witnessing nature, I've gotten to know the sun a lot more in my body, like cellularly, without words, just me and the sun, and me feeling the joy and love that I feel in my heart space. Because that's what I would give a word to it, but it's the feeling of it, like the genuine feeling of it is what the sun makes me feel when I'm standing in the presence of. And as I've learned tarot, I've learned that the sun card is the happiest card in the deck. And, you have to really go through your self belief system to allow oneself to feel as though they embody. this chapter in the journey that is the one with self, that is in the sun energy, that's a part of the sun car, that's, spiritually reflecting its energy into the sun card, needed to see the wisdom, the magic in that sun's imagery. Maybe the picture itself just stirs a lot of sensory love for you. Maybe it reminds you of something that's a key to another door, that's a key to a feeling, the waters in which you were supposed to be feeling in your body. I also like tarot because it's split up into the different, you know, elements. There's water, there's fire, there's earth, and there's air. Took me a minute. Okay, so wands are fire, cups are water, swords are air, and pentacles are earth. And I love I love those categories. I love how they organize the thoughts in my mind. I love how they organize the feelings in my body, the memories that I don't have to have perfect record of to know that happened. I felt the feelings that the memories were keeping alive. I felt the feelings that the memories were allowing me to have access to. And I'm grateful because I just want to feel so much more when you think about cells and how they're constantly rejuvenating, constantly regenerating, constantly replenishing, constantly recreating, constantly growing, constantly doing its cellular thing. I want to do the same thing because, damn, doing it the first time matters too. And a lot of first matters because the firsts are rites of passages. And I just have quite a few tarot decks. And if you are learning tarot, which I wouldn't say I'm a beginner anymore, but I was a beginner for a very long time. And I uncringily wanted to learn more about it. I really wanted to understand it because when people would give tarot readings, they would just off the bat be able to tell a whole story based on looking at an image. And that's that's pretty dope, like to be mused in that way. That's pretty dope. Um, and yeah, so my rite of passage with tarot, I guess receiving my own tarot deck was one rite of passage, but I had one out in California. I lived in California for 2 years and I received my first tarot reading. I think I only had the one, but I witnessed maybe another one. I'm not sure. Um, at a friend's house, like she had some tarot cards, and I had friends out there. We was all married, so I had a lot of married friends, and it was a vibe. I would definitely say that because everybody's on the same time, and yeah, you gotta get through your human politicking and shit. But hey, everybody was on there on the same time of just it was community of being married, and that was beautiful. Anyway, I was at her house and she gave me a tarot reading and it talked about all these insecurities and stuff like that. And it was just really loud and just symbolism at the time, or just like I was crazy. It just felt crazy with how much it resonated. And I thought that was dope and I didn't think anything else of it. And then my next, I guess, experience with tarot was a friend of mine talking about it, maybe. Yeah. And then one day I went to a metaphysical store and I was looking for some crystals. Um, Actually, I really don't know what I was really looking for. I was trying to get a period or something like that. I don't even know how all this started. I think I just wanted to stop being so quote unquote insecure, uncertain, confused in my life, feeling like I'm drifting and aimlessly traveling some damn where. And anyway, I walked into this metaphysical store out in Alpharetta, and I looked at the tarot decks. I saw some oracle too, but I wasn't really that enthused about oracle at the time. And I picked up the Mother Peace Tarot, and it's a circular deck, and it's really beautiful, and it's got a lot of nudity in it, and I didn't realize that was a thing too. When I was first starting out with sharing tarot on TikTok, I didn't care. I was just posting it, and if you saw it, you did, and if you didn't, well, hey, I did it. And if you've ever seen the Mother Peace Tarot deck, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it was a certain level of body positivity and body normalcy that I've needed. And as a parent, it's needed in order to really teach your kids anatomically correct and aware, like body awareness. And it was a journey that I had to go on as I've been learning and healing in life. Hmm. And I tie it all with being a doula because I found doula work and it found me. And it's also been, like I said, it's a beautiful thing to be devoted to. But I had to be devoted to myself first in order to really hold that space for another person. And whether I've known that consciously or not, that's just the truth. And that's been a lot of my journey is really holding that space for myself. So I guess I don't grow resentful when it really becomes a lot. To hold that space for somebody bringing new life in is a lot. It's a lot of yourself. You bring a lot to the table, and it's not just one woman. As a doula, you plan to serve a lot of women. There's a whole cause. Um, and to devote your life to a cause, you have to understand devotion, feel the devotion deep within yourself to show up to it whole and really understand where the fuck you're coming from. So you're not getting rooted in burnout and resentment, and you have all of your affairs in order simply so you can live your life in purpose. And maybe your purpose isn't birth work. That's my purpose. And hey, I'm living my life out loud. I'm evolving out loud. And I'm going for it out loud. Because I deserve to, because you deserve to. Maybe you having a baby and you needed to hear me say that today. Or maybe you're daring to dream and you have found your purpose in your healing journey. Go for it. Just go for it. Devote your life to it. Maybe you need to hear devote your life to yourself. And then we can get into containers and stuff because there's always that thought of, is this going to be my life forever? And it's like, nah, this won't be your life forever. This is the season. And everything that you're looking for is there for you because it's yours. Like, you are you. And in order to be your best self, you have to like yourself and know yourself and all of the beautiful things, girl. I am done. That is all I have to say today. And I am grateful for your ears. I'm grateful for you holding this space. And if you're interested in learning tarot, stick around. Shit, email me if you would like to connect. And please have a beautiful day on purpose. Eat something yummy. Smile, laugh, and do something you love today. And give yourself a high five. For real. Um, till next time.